Hi students. In previous demo, I've told about what are client-side technologies, server-side technologies. Like we'll say, front-end technologies, back-end technologies. We'll say. So when we say about client-side technologies, front-end technologies, we'll get HTML, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, document object model, then Angular framework, React JS, all these comes under front end. And back end or server side technologies means like many are there, like PHP, then ASP, and then we'll see about ASP.NET, ASP.NET MVC, then JSP servlets, then Ruby on Rails, and then Django and Node.js. All these are called as backend or server-side technologies. In previous demo, I've told about all these in detail very clearly. And after that, we have discussed about what is Django, what is the history, and what are the features. All these I've told. So once again, today I'll repeat the history and features. I'll repeat. Then after that, we are going to discuss about. We are going to discuss about what is the design pattern, what is MVT design pattern, why we should use the design patterns in Django. So all these we are going to discuss. So these, as I said in previous demo, these classes will be for 45 or 50 days. So within 45 or 50 days, I'll try to complete all the chapters in Django. Like we are going to discuss about Django features, and then we'll discuss about installing virtual environment, installing Django, then other softwares, and then we'll discuss about installing IDE, Sublime Text IDE, and then we'll discuss about Django project, Django applications. Applications means websites. Project is the collection of websites. And we'll discuss about working with application level URLs, project level URLs, and then we'll discuss about working with HTML, then using HTML in Django, and using CSS, Bootstrap, then jQuery, all these in Django. And after completing all these, we'll discuss about models, then model forms, then advanced template features. So templates means HTML files, advanced template features, then advanced model features, and then we'll discuss about security, then session management, and then we are going to discuss about function-based views, class-based views, object relational mapping, middleware services, all these we'll discuss. And after that, we are going to discuss about web hosting also. So taking our website and hosting in internet server or publishing an internet server and accessing that website through URL, website name, from anywhere we can access. So all these we are going to discuss, and a project also we'll see. It will be for 1 week or 10 days. Whatever chapters you are learning in the classes, like that implementation we are going to discuss in the project. So we'll see all one by one, step by step, layer by layer in the projects we are going to discuss. And every day I will send you the recorded session and notes also I'll send. So here, whatever notes you are seeing on the screen here. So about Django, then complete notes is there here. Complete notes is available. So I will send these notes to your mail IDs along with a recorded session. And this notes contains programs also. So step by step program will be there. Here you can see my files will be like this. Like this is the example. It will show how to do the example step by step. It will give here. So step by step it is showing here all the examples will be like this only from the beginning to the end. So that you can practice easily. You will not miss any example. Even when we work with database connections, connecting website with SQLite or MySQL or SQL Server, Oracle database, like we can see like the steps how to connect integration. Then all these will be there. And here when we are working with this Django here, so students to learn Django, the prerequisite is student should know Python. A student should know Python. Then a student can work with the Django, because Django is a framework completely developed in Python. It has Python files or modules. So at least core Python. If you know at least core Python, then you can learn Django. And in Django, we are going to use the client-side technologies also, front-end technologies like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap. All these we are going to use. So if you know basics of HTML, little bit, then you can understand my classes, because here we are going to focus about how to use HTML in Django, how to use CSS, Bootstrap, jQuery. Like we'll see why we are using it, what is the need of using all these in Django. So here we are going to focus on front-end technologies and also back-end technologies. Like if any student is not good in front-end technologies, like my notes is there, UI notes is there, UI technologies notes is there. So I can send you the, I'll send the notes to your mail IDs, so that you can learn, you can be master in even front end technologies also. But I will be explaining why we are using CSS, why we are using Bootstrap, what is the need of using Bootstrap. All these we'll discuss. I will explain, I'll tell you the theory part and I will show you the examples, so that all the students can follow the classes. So here when we are working with Django, Python latest, Python also we have to use. Without Python, Django will not work. So here Python latest version is 3.9.5 is there. This we are going to use. And Django latest version is so Django latest version is 3.2.3 is the latest version. So 3.2.3 is the latest version. All the examples we are going to discuss in latest versions of Python and Django we are going to discuss. And in a previous demo, I've told about a lot of things related to the basics. So if you want to know what I've discussed in previous classes, so you please watch the demos in YouTube, or you can ask online team, they will send you the link. They can send the link. And here we'll see the things related to Django here. So Django is called as backend web development framework. So as I told now, here we have front end and back end, client side, server side. Client side means the frameworks or technologies works in browser. So backend or server side means the code which runs in web server in the server system. Okay, so like in client side, a browser is there. Browser is an application. In a server side, web server is there. So web server is the software or an application. So here backend or server side technologies or server side code will execute in a web server in the server system. So Django is free software, it is open source, and it is customizable also. Like whatever modules created for Django, whatever modules or Python files are there in Django, they can be customized. So according to our requirement we can do changes, and then we can use it. Okay, and here customization is also possible. And Django, it is completely developed in Python, and it is maintained by Django Software Foundation. So it is the organization which is maintaining the software here, Django software. Like Python Software Foundation, this is the Django Software Foundation is there. So if you want to download the software, if you want to use the software, we can use. djangoproject.com is there. That site you can use for downloading the software. To download the documentation, we can use this. And here, when we are working with Django, we have to use the design patterns. Design pattern we have to use. So many design patterns are there, which are very popular. Like a GOF is there, Gang of Four, then MVC, then MVT is there, and MVBM, then WCF, WPF. Like many design patterns are there. Like MVC and MVT are very popular. So they are like approved and successfully used in IT companies for website development. For website development, MVC is used. Like a model view controller, it is used in Java, .NET, PHP, Ruby, Ruby on Rails, in all these. In Django, we are using MVT, model view template, we are using it. In today's class, we'll discuss about all these. And here, using Django, these websites are developed here. Like websites means web applications, like Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Washington Post, Bitbucket, Dropbox, Eventbrite, all these are there. All these are used. And next one is like using Python and Django, you can see many sites here, which are like popular sites are listed here, like YouTube, Dropbox, Google, Quora, Instagram, Spotify, Reddit, Yahoo Maps, Impunk, Pinterest, Onion, Discuss, Washington Post, NASA, Bitbucket, Reddit gives a Pitchfork. All these are there here. Like some important popular sites are listed here. And here, when we are working with this Django here, when we see the history, like in 2003, in Lawrence General World News Publishers, it is introduced as an internal project for their web portal, for news portal. Like if they want to publish the information in websites, they can use this. So they have provided clear documentation for every topic, because in news publishers many people will be there, like authors, editors, content writers, many people works with the data. Okay. And like nowadays when we see, like when you take print media or when you take electronic media, they are having their own websites, news portals are there, news sites are existing, they are having their own portals. Okay. So because those who don't have time to read the newspaper, or those who don't have time to watch television, then in that case they can open the site and they can read the information. Nowadays also it is mandatory, like compulsory for creating news portal. Like every print media will have a site and every electronic media will have site. Okay. And here you can see the original version of this Django introduced by two people, Handrian Holloway and Simon Willison. And these two members introduced this Django first edition, original version. In 2005, July 21st, they have introduced. Okay. So here, why they have kept a name as a Django or Django is like this Django, like Django or Django is famous guitarist. Andrian Holloway and Simon Willison are the fans of the famous guitarist. That's why they have named it as Django or Django. And here, when we see the features of Django, like as I told in previous demo, like many server-side technologies are there. Many are there. And they are used for creating dynamic web pages or dynamic sites. Whenever you want to create a website with dynamic pages, then we can use like many server-side technologies are there. And Django is also there. Like you may be having a doubt, like what is the difference between other server-side technologies and Django? Like why we should learn Django for website development? Like when many server-side technologies are there, like as I told before, like PHP, ASP, JSP, servlets, ASP.NET MVC, ASP.NET is there, then Django, Django, Ruby, Node.js, many are there. Like when many are existing, then why we should go only with Django? Like we'll see top 5 features. Many features are there. We'll see top 5 features. In Django, this application development is fast. Website development is fast. Because in Django, 95% of the work is already finished. And from our side, we should give only 5% here. For customization, we have to use give 5%. So to give 5% in Django, so students will learn this course for 2 months because many chapters are there. Like when you take other server-side technologies like Java, .NET, all these, like 95% and 5%, 95% plus 5% we have to do. Like we have to write a lot of coding. So we have to write hundreds of lines of code, thousands of lines of code, every time coding only. So it will take days together to finish the project. But in Django, like everything is ready. Many thousands, hundreds of modules are there. Thousands of modules or files are there. By using them, websites creation or developing the websites is very easy. If the website is taking days together or months together, in Django we can finish it easily. And with less members, we can complete the project. Okay, so with a less number of programmers, we can finish the project. Like here, developers also, like with less team size, development is possible. And here you can see it is Django is fully loaded. So it contains all the features like authentication. Authentication deals with login, registration, change password, password recovery. All these web pages are available in authentication website. So when we are creating a Django project, when we create Django project, in the Django project, 6 apps are installed. 6 applications are installed. Applications means websites. 6 apps are installed. Okay, and along with 6 apps, we can create our own websites. We can create. Okay, so here when we say Django project, in that project already 6 apps are installed. Then we can create our websites, like 1 or 2 websites. So Django project is the collection of websites. Like any number of websites we can create. So if you are creating a website for any small business or for any client, then you will create a website, you will publish. But when you take big companies, like if you take banks or if you take any company having many businesses, like in India, we have many business groups. Like Aditya Birla Group is there, Reliance is there, Future Group is there, Hinduja is there, Max Group is there. So many business groups will be there. If you take Aditya Birla Group, it is having many businesses. Every business will have a site. Okay. So in that case, if they want to have websites, they have to create. They have to maintain 125 websites. They have to be created, hosted, maintaining the sites, maintaining the data. It is a very difficult task. So then what they can do is they can create a Django project. In that they can create 125 websites or any number of websites they can create. Then in that case, maintaining the sites is easy. Maintaining the data is also easy. Okay. So in Django, what we can do is we can create a website collection. Website collection means many websites will be there. This we can do with a SharePoint. In .NET, SharePoint is there. So with a SharePoint, we can do this. SharePoint means it is the name of the course in .NET. That is a Microsoft product, SharePoint. So that can be used. Okay. So here in every Django project, 6 apps are installed, which works with authentication, security. Security means giving permissions to the users, allowing the users to access the pages. All is done. And the session management means maintaining the information related to the session. Session means the time spent for browsing the website, like from opening the site to till the closing the site, or else from login to logout, we can say. So we need to maintain the data. We have to use the data across pages in the website. We have to use the data across multiple requests. multiple requests that we are sending it to the server. All this is done with session management app, and administration is also there here. So administration application is also created. So which is used to create users, granting permissions, and accessing the tables related to the website, then adding the information. So like in every website, administrator role will be there. So administrator means the person who is maintaining the site, like adding information, deleting information, then adding new content, deleting existing content, adding accepting users details, then deleting the transaction details, old transactions details. So in maintaining the site means lot of work will be there. Okay, so like for example, if you take DURGASOFT site, like two employees will be there. Like every day they'll do maintenance. Like every day they'll update the information, deleting the information, like adding a batches details. Every time they will do changes according to the requirement. Every day they have to do the changes. Okay, because every day 5,000 to 7,000 people will access the site. They should have updated information. Then only they'll call to DurgaSoft about the batches. All this is done. Okay. So here administrator application is also created here. So let us say your website is having 20 pages. Like 20 pages are created. Then you have to create 20 more pages for administration. So for administrator, separate login, then separate pages will be there for administration. And whatever pages you create, they are accessed by the users or customers or employees. They will do login, they will access the pages. Okay. So like we have to spend lot of time for administration pages, all this, because many pages we have to create. So that is another big task. That is done easily with Django. So along with in Django project, 6 apps are installed, which deals with all this. And when you want to implement all this with 1-2 lines, we can implement the code with only 1-2 lines, so not many lines. Then we can access all these: authentication, security, session management, administration. We can access in our website. We can link up with our website. And here in Django, we can implement all types of securities we can implement, like SQL injection attack and cross-site request forgery, cross-site scripting, cross-site hijacking, like avoiding robotic programs, all we can do here. So in Django, we can work with SQL injection attack. We are allowing only the registered database users to access the site. And cross-site request forgery we can stop. Like in internet, what will happen is the URL address copied, the request sent by one user, another user can copy the same request and can send request to the server. Sometimes in office, when common systems are there, like in our personal laptop we are going to use, but in office systems or outside, like sometimes whatever request we have sent, that request somebody can copy that request and can send request to the server. Server should identify whether it is the first request from the user or somebody is doing forgery. That we can stop, that we can do. And cross-site scripting, cross-site hijacking, all these are there. So cross-site scripting means taking the script of one site, one page using in their site. They may do it all this. Okay. And cross-site hijacking is also there. So from one website, they'll illegally enter into another website. So from one website, if anybody is trying to come to Django site should stop. Like from one website to another website entering means many times we'll do it. Many time in real time happens. Why? Because is when you do work with online shopping sites, online payments or anything, from that website we'll go to banking site. Okay, so banking site will do the transaction connecting to the server, because all the sites cannot connect to banking server. So they'll work with third party sites. So with third party sites they'll connect. So when we use the third party sites for payment, Like many are there. PayPal is there, eBay is there, many are there. Like in that case, when we move from one site to another, that is authorized. But in internet, some people will try to illegally enter into a Django site. Then server should identify and it should reject. And here we can implement this identifying robotic programs and stopping it. Like in many websites, we'll see, like it will ask, like we have to select, I'm not robot. Then when we select that, it will ask for capture, or it will ask for image recognition, all this. So here, when we say BOT or when we say robot, so robot means it is not a machine sitting in front of the system giving details. So robot means it is an automated program. It is an automated program which will execute automatically. It will fill the details and it will submit the page to the server. Okay. So instead of entering the details, then user will enter the details. Instead of entering the details, automated program will enter the details. Automated program will enter the details and will fill the page and submit it to the page to the server. That is called robot. Robot means automated programs. They'll work automatically and their values are sent to the server. Okay, so like some people wantedly they'll do this. So if they want to spoil the reputation of the company or business, like what they'll do is they'll use these automated programs. So users will not get chance. Like automated programs will fill the page, will submit. So in that case, like if users are not giving the details here, what will happen is it will create unnecessary traffic. Okay, like there will be more load on the server, and with that what will happen is the virus may be affected. It may crash your application. Malware may be affected. Virus may be affected. The application may crash. So to avoid all these, then in our website we should stop this. If a robot is giving the details, if a automated program is submitting the page, then we should identify, like whether user is giving the Django website should identify whether user is giving the details or automated program is giving the details. So to check that, so here different ways are there. So to check whether robot is giving details or user is giving details, we can use capture. In many websites that is there. Capture means we have to see the image, we have to enter alphabets or numbers, and image recognition is also there. So that also we can use, like because automated programs cannot do all this. So with the image recognition, so we have to identify the images with crosswalk or cycles or car or a tree or eclipse, anything. So we have to select. If it is correct, then it will allow us to work with the websites. In many websites, we'll see this. Okay. So wherever the payments are being done, and in other sites, we will see all this. Wherever login is there, we can work with this. So in Gmail and in other sites, will not get this, because there we may not work with the payments, transactions, all these we may not use it. And here when we are working with Django, it has a scalability. Like Django websites will run very fast compared with the Java or other websites. Why they will run fast is here less coding will be there. If less coding is there, performance will be good. So in Django websites, if 1,000 users are working, 1 lakh users are working, then website will give the response. Any number of users can work with the website, but all the users will get the response. Like it will not say like processing, like we have to wait for some time for a server to take the request, getting the response. This won't be. So any number of users can work with the site and they can get the response. That possibility is there here. And here this is used to develop versatile applications. Whenever you want to develop versatile applications, then by using Django it is done. So like some people may say like this is for one category of applications. So here if you want to develop social networking applications or job portals or news portals, or if you want to develop scientific computing applications where we can do calculations, mathematical and numerical calculations, and if you want to develop highly secured applications like ISRO or NASA or for any other organizations, and if you want to develop applications for government organizations or any other organizations where security will be there. So we should secure the data from hackers or middleman attacks for data tampering. We have to secure the information. So in that case, Django can be used. Like as I told in previous demo, whatever top 5 features are there, all the top 5 features we can see in the djangoproject.com site. In djangoproject.com site, we can see here whatever top 5 features we have discussed now, all are there here. So first one is ridiculously fast is there. Application development is fast and it is fully loaded with all the features. And here reassuringly secure is there here, like security is there, and here you can see exceedingly scalability will be there. It can meet heaviest traffic demands, and here incredibly versatile is there. So versatile applications, various types of applications, any category of application we can develop using Django. See, whatever top 5 features I have told, these are not my own features. So these are already published in djangoproject.com site. It is published. So these are the top 5 features. Many other features are there. Like when we see in discuss other things in next sessions, all we are going to discuss in this. And here now we are going to discuss about like what is this design pattern, then why we should use in Django. All these we are going to discuss now. So as I told before, here we have many design patterns like GOF, Gang of Four, MVC, MVT, like many are there. Like all these are MVC and MET are proved and successfully used in IT companies for developing the websites. Okay, so when students are learning other courses, like when student is learning Python, so faculty may not tell about what are design patterns, why we should use. Okay, when student is learning C, C++ or some other programming languages, some other technologies or frameworks, faculties may not discuss about design patterns, but students are learning the courses and they are doing live or real-time projects. Clients are using the applications. All this is being done. Okay, so without knowing what are design patterns, like students are working on the live or real-time projects and the clients are using them successfully. All this is happening. Okay, but when you are working with Java, .NET, like Python, like here we are going to use design patterns here. So design patterns we are going to use. Like those are working on small projects. Like those are working on project which is for for 1 month, or if 4 or 5 members are working on the project. Without design pattern, they can complete the project. They can do it. Okay. So whatever they learn in the class, whatever notes given by the faculty, whatever programs told by the faculty, with that knowledge, they can follow their own pattern. They can follow their own style of doing the projects. So the projects will work in client location, or the websites will works in internet. It is possible. Okay. So here when we say about this design patterns here, like design pattern means when this is very useful is like when you are working with major projects. If the project is for 6 months or 1 year, or if the project is for 2 years, like when the companies are working on product based software development or service based, like many companies will deals with the product based. Product based means they'll develop software products and they are used in and they are used in applications or projects. Applications or projects, they are like whatever software products developed by the companies. So clients will buy the software products and they'll use like applications or anything. Okay, that is product based. Service based means clients will tell the requirements, and according to the client requirements, websites or other applications are developed. Okay, so when you are working on product based projects or service based projects, then if they are major projects, like banking projects means major projects only. So when you are working on major projects, then in that case, like the project will contains modules, sub-modules, sub-modules, and like a 50 members team or 100 members team, they may work, or employees in different locations, they'll work. Like if the company is having branches, like in Hyderabad, in Bangalore, in Pune, or else in US, if they're having branches, like if you take MNC companies, then in that case, employees in different places, they will be working. They'll be working with all these. Okay. So in that case, if when we are working with major projects, and when we are working with big projects, which are for 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, then design patterns can be used. We can use the design patterns. Okay. So here when we say about a design pattern, like it is a blueprint. Design pattern is called as a blueprint. So it will tell how to do the project successfully, how to finish the project successfully without any interruption or without any break. So when we say blueprint, it is just like a final print. Final print means like when IT companies start the projects, like they will have a procedure. So they will follow that procedure, like analysis, then designing, coding, testing, like all these will be there. Okay, like if you take any other projects, like if you take filmmaking, they're also like writing the script. A script will be there. Then after that, post product pre-production, then on to sets, then distribution, and after that post-production, releasing, all these will be there. And if you take civil engineering projects here, like irrigation projects, or if you take anything, so they will have the plan, they will have all the permissions, they'll have all the approval, like then they'll start the project. All these will be there. So here when we say design pattern, it is like having a perfect plan. Like if they have a perfect plan, if they have pakka plan, start the project with perfect planning, then they can finish the project within the given time or within the given schedule. So design pattern means it will tell how to start the project, and how to end the project, and it will tell what are the steps that should be done one by one. So it will tell you the flow, how to do the project. Okay, and here with this like with the design patterns, we can it will tells what problem is going to arise, then how to resolve the problem while doing the projects. Okay, like for example, if when I'm doing the project, if I follow my own pattern, if I follow my own style, like if any problem occurs, if any technical issue is there, if I'm unable to do the task, then what will happen? Project development will pause, project development will stop. Okay, then again I have to rectify the issue. Then it may take 1 hour or 1 day or 2 days, we don't know about the severity of the problem. It takes time. Okay, so if a project development pause, then we are responsible for that. Like if a project development is stopped, then again we have to rectify the error. So here what will happen is we cannot give the project to the client within the given schedule. Then what will happen is it will stop here. Okay, so if a pause is there for many times in the project, then in that case delay will be there, so client may not be happy. So whatever client expectations are there, you may not reach to that client expectation. So all these issues will be there. But when we are following one particular pattern, MEC or MET when we are following. So then it will tell what problem is going to arise, then how to resolve the problem. It will tell problem and it will give you the solution also. Like when you are working with MEC design pattern, like at one point of time, like it will says that this problem is there. So to arise to rectify this problem, you have to use another design pattern called dependence injection. So dependence injection we have to use in MEC design pattern. To handle one issue, we have to use like a dependence injection we have to use. So with the dependence injection, whatever problem occurred there, so we can resolve that problem. All these is done. Okay. So when you are working with small projects, then with the small projects, if 4 or 5 members are there, if it is for 1 month like that, like they can they'll have clarity, they can discuss and they can do the project. Okay. But here with when we are working with the major projects, if it is for 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, if many people are involved in the project, if the project is having modules, sub modules and the sub modules, and if many members are there, like if a lot of members are if different teams are working on it, like we can say that also, if different teams are working on that project, then in that case it will create a lot of confusions. Lot of confusions will be there. Why? Because is when many people are involved, so whatever task they have given, they will do it. But if they want to know like what is being done, like a project manager, module leaders, team leaders, at least they should have clarity, like what is being done, like what is in pending, like what should be done, all this. So in the major projects, if they are not following any design pattern, MEC or MET, then confusion will be there. Like they will not have any proper planning, they'll not have. Okay. So like if design patterns are not used, like every day morning when they go to office, they should have a meeting and they have to start the work. Before leaving the office, they should have another meeting and they should discuss what they have done, then what to store in the server, what files they have to store. All these every time they should have discussion, every time they have to talk, then only they'll get clarity. Okay. But in the major projects, if they're using MEC or MET, in Django we'll use MET only. So with MEC or MET, then work is separated. Whatever work done in the projects, that work can be separated. Work we are separating. So how it is separated is like, for example, if I take MET, so MET is having 3 layers: model, view, template. Okay. So MET is having 3 layers. Based on these 3 layers, the work is separated here. Based on this, the work separation is done. Let us say in MET, in Django, 20 members are doing the project. Let us say 20 members are working on the project. Okay. So in 20 members, like let us say 5 members are working on model. Okay. And 5 members are working on view, and 5 members are working on templates. Okay. And 5 members will works on like a Django REST API. Let us say in Django, we are using Django REST API also, so that we can run our websites in other devices, like in Android, in iPhone, we can run. So it will Django REST API is used to run our websites in different devices, in different apps, in different formats, with different formats. If you want to run your application or website, Django REST API is used. Okay. So here 20 members, like for 20 members, work is separated. Like those are working on models, they'll work in that layer only. So views, they'll work in that. Like template, those are working on templates, they'll work on it. Django REST API means those are working on Django REST API. Representational state transfer application program interface. In our classes, we'll discuss about Django REST API also. Like 3-4 examples we'll discuss. Django REST API is another course. But to know how to use Django REST API in websites, we'll discuss that. So for the, like, if 5 members will be working on it, but other teams also will works with this project. Like let us say one team is there works with Angular. Like if you are using Angular in Django, then that team is also involved here. Other teams also will be involved in project. Okay, and those are working on database tables. So here, while working with Django, all these, here we no need to have separate developers, administrators need not require, because Python programmers or Django developers will do the tables creation, database creation, all these we are going to do it related to the project. Okay, so whatever database related issues are there, like creating database file, creating tables, adding records, like it is a part of the programmer here. It is a part of the programmer that we are going to do here. So in Python classes also we'll do in the, so in Django, so programmer only will works with the tables creation, tables database file creation, tables creation, then writing the queries. Like here we don't have queries and all these is, all these will be there. Okay, so in Python we'll use SQL commands. In Django will not use it. That we'll see in next session. We'll discuss it about MET design pattern, like about a model view template. We'll discuss detailedly in tomorrow's class. Today I'm just telling what is MET. So I didn't tell about what is model layer, what is a view, what is template, what is ORM, object relational mapping, because in Django we'll not use SQL commands. So we'll use only ORM we are going to use. So that's what I'm saying here. While developing the websites, table creation, database file creation, handling the database, programmers or developers, we are going to do here. In Django, we are going to do here. So here, when we are working with design patterns here, MVC or MVT, project development is easy, maintenance is easy, because work is separated. So in Django, like when you work with Django or when you work with MVC in other languages, like we'll get folders, then subfolders, then files, like where the coding will be there. All these are created. So we'll get the folders hierarchy. Will get folders, subfolders in that programs. Files are saved, like HTML files in one location, CSS files in another location, and Java's Python files in another location. Like that, they are separated. Like if everything is separated, then project development is easy, and maintenance is also easy, because while developing the project, no confusion. While maintaining the project, also no confusion here. Why? Because is, like if they say, client says that this error is there, then programmers can identify like that this error is from model or view or template or Django or REST API or some other layer, like from Angular, or they can identify all these. So with that, we have to use design patterns. We need to use it. So especially with major projects, then it can be done. So without design patterns, if the projects are done, like integration is another big task for them, because a code written by different programmers, then it should be integrated in one location, then it will give integration errors. So they have to rectify the integration errors, then that code will run successfully. But with MVC or MVT, we will not face any integration errors. They'll create files. The files are stored in different folders in different locations, and they will run successfully. So here we'll not do another procedure called integration, like a code written by the files created by the programmers, again integrating in one location, and while integrating, whatever errors are there, rectifying all these errors. All this is not required. So integration issues will not be there, because whatever files and folders are there in the project, like all are integrated. So whatever files we create, whatever code we write, it works automatically. All these will be there. So students, I'm stopping now, and tomorrow we'll continue with MVT, model view template. We'll see the architecture. we'll see MVT architecture or MVT design pattern. MVT architecture or MVT design pattern we'll see. We'll see what is model, what is view, what is template. Then how to identify static pages, how to identify dynamic pages. Because here we are going to create both static pages and dynamic pages. So how to identify both, what is ORM, all these we'll discuss. And then after that we'll discuss about how to create virtual environment, then how to install Django in that, like other steps we'll see one by one. Okay. So when the students register for the course, I will send you the recorded videos and whatever notes I'm showing here, all the notes I'll send to your mail IDs. Anything to ask students? Any doubts?
There is no such kind of installing database for Django project. We will do by like default. There is a ORM facilities in this Django. Is it?
No. Database software we have to install. We have to install SQLite. We have to install MySQL. But here SQL developer,
No, I'm
database
asking that
administrator, that role is.
if if we are doing with the project like PyCharm, their ID, so we can directly install by the command line pip install like these kind of like post uh, whatever the SQL or the database.
No.
So there is only or separately we can download the database.
See, when we are working with this SQLite and all, we have to download the zip file. We have to do it. Like in Python, how we'll do it in the same way. Like when you work with MySQL, we have to download that set of file. We have to install. How we are doing in Python, databases installation is same, but database connectors will be there. Python packages. Python packages we can install in PyCharm. At command prompt we can install. Database
Uh,
connectors packages.
Sir, I'm asking that, sir. In right now, I'm just working as a like in a PyCharm a project like Python or the Django small project work. So these kind of things happen. Like we used to install AD kind of small libraries or database by using pip. So and separately, we have to download the database, or it can be worked by default by clicking
No.
pip.
See,
Pip install.
see, see in Python, SQLite 3 module is there. In Python, SQLite 3 module is there that we can use with SQLite. For MySQL and for other databases, we have to install packages using pip. Using pip, we have to install the Python connectors. For Python connectors means packages. For MySQL, SQL Server, SQL, Oracle, we have to install the packages and we have to use. The packages will work only when the databases are already there in our system. Clear, no?
Okay, sir. Which database we are going to use in Django project? This course.
See, in Django, default is SQLite. And here we are going to discuss about MySQL, then SQL Server, Oracle, all the database connections we'll discuss.
But particularly any one of the because in real time project is there Django. So particularly a specific database will we use, na? Which one?
See, see, you are not understanding what I'm saying. See, we'll see examples using SQLite and we'll see examples using MySQL also. And other database examples I'll give. Depends on your requirement in the project or whatever project I'm using, depends on that requirement, I'll use it. So here you can develop websites for different, it can be like a small scale application or medium scale application, large scale application. When you develop any website, you will know the scope, how many are going to use it. Like if you feel like less people are going to use, you can use SQLite. It is lightweight, it is easy to maintain. Like if you feel like hundreds of users will access your website, thousands of users will access your site, then you'll go with MySQL. So here I will give examples using SQLite, and here I'll give examples using MySQL and other databases. Okay.
And there is a ORM instead of like using the command line of SQL or any other database. We can use just
No,
like
no.
a
See,
uh,
in Python we'll use SQL commands. In Django we'll use ORM. ORM is again it is Python code only. Will not write select, insert, update, delete. Will not write in Django. Tomorrow I'll explain in detail about what is ORM, how it will works. All these we'll discuss in tomorrow's session. We'll see.
okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any doubts? Other students, please ask.
Sir, could you please explain about the real-time project? So, what are you going to handle in this course? And I mean,
Real.
this,
I will take only one project. So that is related to this developing a project for college or university. It is useful. Like whatever project like I'm going to show, that will contains database connections, like all the session management, security, everything is there. Like we'll use HTML, Bootstrap, CSS, all everything we are going to use. But whatever website we develop, that is used for any college or university, it can be used. That project, if you want to develop online shopping site, you can develop. Based on the project what I've told, you can develop different websites. Coding will be same, only design will change. Okay.
sir,
Sir, one
actually,
more thing, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
sir, this is my first demo class. And may I know which ID we are using for developing Django? Is it PyCharm or something like that add-on or
See, in my classes, I'll use Sublime for as IDE. Atom you can use, PyCharm you can use. Coding is same only, no?
yeah?
Okay. Sir, one more thing to understand, sir. If we create a website, a small scale website, then what kind of like we have to purchase or like we have to host and purchase like yearly based activations or something. How a website get be benefited to a developer with? Just tell me that one thing. Visiting a user, one single user, or visiting daily wise, what kind of way to get the benefited from a website, because we are paying for yearly basis now.
What I didn't understand.
So I'm asking that, sir, if we create a small scale website, we need to deploy in the server, and some kind of like domain will be getting from server, and these websites are running on the website, and daily wise the users are visiting the website. Then how the it can be benefited to the developer who developed the website?
See, if you are working for any company, then company will give you salary, no? If you are developing a website for some client, then your company will give you salary, no?
No, I'm asking that, sir. Okay, a website is created by my own. If the website is created by
Yeah,
me and I'm running.
if you create a website for your friend or if for your friend's business, if you create, then it will like you can do it for free. Or else if somebody comes to you and if they say I want a website, then you will say I'm going to charge 10,000. If you give me 10,000, then I'll develop a website. You can talk like this. If you work
Yeah,
as a freelance,
yes, sir. That's okay. My question is, how a website is deployed in the server and how the persons are visiting, like thousands persons are visiting daily on the website. So how
see
the
all
persons can get
see
benefited
yeah
from the visiting of that?
see let me explain. In my class, I'll tell how many people visited the website, how many active users are there. All we are going to discuss in the class, and also we'll see how to place our website in internet server. Like
Hmm.
here, web hosting concept is also there here. I will take my website, I'll put it in internet server. Then I can access, you can access, your friends can access. That comes under web hosting. Then
Web hosting.
uh, okay, for that we'll use github.com, pythonanywhere.com. Different sites are there, web hosting sites are there. Using
We
web
have to
hosting
pay
sites
for that,
will
sir.
huh?
We have to pay na for web hosting.
No, in pythonanywhere.com, no need to pay. In
Okay. And
pythonanywhere.com, for that, it is free.
okay. Oh,
Okay, thank you very much. You are asking
thank you.
questions. If any doubts are there, tomorrow when you come to the class,
Yes,
we
sir.
can.
Sure, sir. Sure. Sure, sir. Thank you.
Tomorrow, students, tomorrow will continue.